Heat shimmers on the far horizon, bending the air into wavering waves that seem to dance with the sun. The vast sky stretches endlessly, an open canvas painted with hues of blue and gold, meeting the rugged earth in a timeless embrace. The earth beneath your feet cracks and stretches, raw and ancient, dust swirling around your boots in lazy spirals carried by a dry, persistent wind. Here, the land speaks a language older than words, a language written in the grit of stone and the hush of the desert night. No map, no guidebook, no story can truly prepare you for this place. It doesn't merely exist. It demands your full attention, confronts your senses, and leaves you breathless in the stillness between heartbeats. Welcome to the American Southwest. In this vast and rugged expanse, stone becomes the keeper of time, telling stories about the ages. Towering mesas rise like ancient sentinels, their layered faces painted in bands of rust, ochre, and gold, a testament to millions of years carved by patience and the elements. Natural arches frame the sky like delicate sculptures, formed by wind and water over countless seasons, their curves telling stories of endurance and change. Below, deep canyons plunge into silence, their walls echoing only the distant call of the whispered secrets of rivers long ago tamed by the desert's relentless grip. When dawn breaks, sunlight floods the cliffs, igniting every ridge and crevice with a fiery glow that seems almost otherworldly. Now, here's a challenge for you. Unscramble the following letters to reveal the name of one of this land's most iconic natural wonders. Need a hint? It's a place carved by a river that never stops flowing. A canyon so immense it defies belief. Drop your answer in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and get ready. We're heading deep into the heart of the Southwest, where every mile tells a story, and every story starts with a little dust on your boots. Let's go. Grand Canyon National Park in northwestern Arizona features the iconic Grand Canyon, a vast gorge carved by the Colorado River and recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1979. Grand Canyon is one of the most spectacular examples of erosion anywhere in the world. A mile-deep canyon unmatched in the incomparable vistas it shows. Covering over 1.2 million acres, the park marked its centennial in 2019 and welcomed more than 4.7 million recreational visitors in 2023. The Grand Canyon is renowned for its vast scale, geological richness, and vibrant rock layers formed by the Colorado River, cutting through the uplifted Colorado Plateau. Its most visited sections are the south and north rims, with the south rim drawing the majority of visitors due to easier access. Grand Canyon Village, located near the south entrance, serves as the park's main headquarters and a central viewpoint hub. The North Rim offers fewer roads, but features scenic viewpoints like Point Imperial, Roosevelt Point, Cape Royal, and the remote Toro Wap Overlook. Hiking opportunities are abundant on the North Rim, with trails which connects to the South Rim. The South Rim provides more developed access, including a 35-mile scenic drive split between Hermit's Point and Desert View, with multiple lookout stops. The Rim Trail on the South Rim allows for flexible hiking routes, supported by a shuttle system to return visitors to their starting points. Aerial tours are available from nearby cities, though flight paths are restricted above the canyon to maintain safety and preserve tranquility. Does it sound familiar? This is the answer to the riddle we mentioned above. For the viewers of the channel, this must not be a difficult riddle, right? Antelope Canyon was formed by the erosion of Navajo sandstone due to flash flooding and other subaerial processes. This is the most visited and photographed canyon in the American Southwest, located on Navajo land, Arizona. Navajo Upper Antelope Canyon is a prominent slot canyon located on Navajo land near Lecce, Arizona, featuring 6 distinct scenic sections within the Lake Powell Navajo Tribal Park. Visit to both Upper and Lower Antelope Canyon is permitted exclusively through guided tours operated by the Navajo Nation. Rainwater, especially during monsoon season, runs into the extensive basin above the slot canyon sections, picking up speed and sand as it rushes into the narrow passageways. Over time, the passageways eroded away, deepening the corridors and smoothing hard edges to form characteristic flowing shape. Antelope Canyon, designated as a Navajo tribal park in 1997, is a major tourist destination contributing to the Navajo Nation's economy. Upper Antelope Canyon, known for its ground-level accessibility and striking light beams from above, is the most visited section. Lower Antelope Canyon, shaped like a V, is narrower and deeper, with metal stairways aiding navigation through its challenging terrain. Other nearby slot canyons, such as Rattlesnake, Owl, and Mountain Sheep Canyon, are also part of the greater Antelope drainage system. It's no surprise that Arches National Park, located just outside of Moab, is one of the top national parks in America. It's a 73,234-acre wonderland of eroded sandstone fins, towers, ribs, gargoyles, hoodoos, balanced rocks. Originally a national monument in 1929, it became a national park in 1971 and now requires timed entry reservations during peak season. The park's arches and rock formations are primarily shaped by an underground salt bed deposited 300 million years ago in the Paradox Basin. Sediments from nearby uplifts and desert dunes later covered this layer, creating the Navajo and Entrada sandstone formations visible today. The weight of these deposits caused the salt to liquefy, forcing overlying rock upward into domes and triggering faults like the prominent Moab Fault. erosion stripped away younger layers, exposing Entrada and Navajo sandstone, which cracked, froze, and broke down into freestanding fins. These fins gradually eroded, forming arches when structural weaknesses allowed sections to collapse while others endured. Though arches eventually collapse due to erosion and stress, new ones will continue to form over thousands of years. Despite its rugged appearance, the desert ecosystem is fragile, with delicate soil crusts highly vulnerable to disturbance from heavy visitor traffic. Zion National Park in southwestern Utah features diverse geography at the intersection of the Colorado Plateau, Great Basin, and Mojave Desert. It supports a wide range of plant and animal species across 4 distinct life zones. The park spans 229 square miles, with Zion Canyon as its centerpiece, carved by the North Fork of the Virgin River through Navajo sandstone walls reaching depths of up to 2,640 feet. Human presence dates back 8,000 years, beginning with Native American groups such as the Basket Maker ancestral Puebloans, followed by the Virgin Anasazi and Parowan Fremont cultures. These indigenous communities were eventually replaced by Southern Paiute subtribes before Mormon settlers arrived in the mid-19th century. The Virgin River's North Fork flows through Zion Canyon, which features steep stream gradients and narrow sections like the Narrows, a gorge just 20 feet wide. Access to Zion Canyon is provided by a 6-mile road ending at Temple of Sinawava, with shuttle service available seasonally. Other areas, like Kolob Canyons and Kolob Terrace, has scenic views and unique slot canyons. The park experiences varied weather, with wet springs, hot summers with afternoon storms, mild autumns, and cold winters. Archaeologists have divided the long span of Zion's human history into three cultural periods: the Archaic, Protohistoric, and Historic periods. Each period is characterized by distinctive technological and social adaptations. The park's vibrant red, orange, and white rock formations offer spectacular views from elevations between 8,000 and 9,000 feet. Originally settled by Mormon pioneers, the area was named after Ebenezer Bryce and became a national park in 1928 after being designated a monument in 1923. Covering 35,835 acres, Bryce Canyon attracts fewer visitors than nearby Zion and Grand Canyon parks, receiving about 2.46 million visitors in 2023. Bryce Canyon National Park is situated about 50 miles northeast of Zion National Park, resting 1,000 feet higher on the Ponsaugunt Plateau within the Colorado Plateau region. Unlike traditional canyons, Bryce Canyon was formed by headward erosion, creating large amphitheater-shaped features filled with colorful hoodoos reaching up to 200 feet tall. The park contains a series of amphitheaters stretching over 20 miles, with Bryce Amphitheater being the largest, measuring 12 miles long, 3 miles wide, and 800 feet deep. Rainbow Point, the park's highest elevation at 9,105 feet, offers views of surrounding plateaus, mountain ranges, and cliffs along an 18-mile scenic drive. The lowest elevation is found at Yellow Creek, exiting the park at 6,620 feet, highlighting the park's significant vertical relief. Sedona is a small city located in northern Arizona's Verde Valley, spanning both Coconino and Yavapai counties within the Coconino National Forest. It is renowned for its striking pink sandstone formations, which glow vividly at sunrise or sunset and serve as a scenic setting for outdoor and spiritual activities. The city was named after Sedona Schnebeli, admired for her welcoming nature, with her name created by her mother for its pleasant sound. Sedona is located in the interior chaparral semi-desert grassland, Great Basin conifer woodland biomes of northern Arizona. The city has a total area of 19.2 square miles, of which 0.04 square miles, or 0.22%, is water. The pink rocks of Sedona are formed by a unique layer of rock known as the Schnebeli Hill Formation. The Schnebeli Hill Formation is a thick layer of pink-colored sandstone found only in the Sedona vicinity. Notable landforms in or around Sedona include the 7 sacred pools, Bell Rock, Capitol Butte, Cathedral Rock, Courthouse Butte, Devil's Kitchen Sinkhole, House Mountain, 2 Nuns, and Wilson Mountain, which is the highest. The sandstone, a member of the Supai group, was deposited during the Permian period. The Colorado River, stretching 1,450 miles, is the 5th longest river in the United States, flowing from the Rocky Mountains through the Grand Canyon to the Gulf of California. Its name, meaning colored reddish in Spanish, refers to the heavy silt load carried by the river. The watershed spans 7 U.S. states and 2 Mexican states, draining a large, arid region vital for millions of people. The river's dramatic canyons and rapids support 11 U.S. national parks and provide hydroelectric power through a system of dams and reservoirs. Extensive water diversion supports agriculture in urban areas, but has caused the lower 100 miles of the river to dry up, rarely reaching the sea since the 1960s. Native American cultures have inhabited the basin for at least 8,000 years, developing agriculture-based societies that later collapse due to drought and land misuse. Spanish explorers mapped the river in the 1500s, and it became part of Mexico before most of the watershed was acquired by the United States in the mid-1800s. Major exploration, including John Wesley Powell's expedition, helped chart the river's course through the Grand Canyon in the 19th century. River management began in the early 20th century with treaties known as the Law of the River, governing water allocation, and the construction of major dams like Hoover Dam. Today, the Colorado River is one of the most controlled and litigated rivers globally, facing ongoing challenges from drought and increasing water demands. Death Valley, located in eastern California within the northern Mojave Desert and bordering the Great Basin Desert, is considered one of the hottest places on Earth during summer. Spanning roughly 3,000 square miles, the valley stretches north to south between the Amargosa Range and Panamint Range, with the Grapevine and Owl's Head Mountains marking its northern and southern limits. Badwater Basin, found within Death Valley, is the lowest point in North America at 282 feet below sea level, while Telescope Peak in the Panamint Range rises to 11,043 feet, the highest point in Death Valley National Park. On July 10, 1913, Furnace Creek recorded a temperature of 134 degrees Fahrenheit, the highest ambient air temperature ever measured on Earth's surface, though some experts dispute this record. The valley's name originated from a group of pioneers lost during the winter of 1849 to 1850 who feared it would be their grave. Geologically, Death Valley is a graben formed by tectonic activity, situated at the southern end of the Walker Lane Trough and intersected by several major fault systems. During the Middle Pleistocene era, a large inland lake called Lake Manly filled the valley, linking it to a chain of lakes along the Owens River Valley. As the climate shifted to desert conditions, the lake dried up, leaving extensive salt deposits such as sodium salts and borax, which were extensively mined between 1883 and 1907. The Hoover Dam is a concrete arch-gravity structure constructed between 1931 and 1936 in the Black Canyon of the Colorado River, straddling the border of Nevada and Arizona. Authorized by Congress in 1928 to control floods, provide irrigation water, and generate hydroelectric power. The project was awarded to 6 Companies, Inc., which completed it more than 2 years ahead of schedule. Despite intense desert heat and limited infrastructure, the massive undertaking involved thousands of workers and resulted in over 100 fatalities. Located near Boulder City, a town established specifically to house the labor force, the dam impounds Lake Mead and delivers electricity to utilities across Nevada, Arizona, and California. Initially referred to as Boulder Dam, it was officially renamed Hoover Dam in 1947 and now draws over 7 million visitors annually as a major tourist destination. The project required thorough documentation, including 100 pages of specifications and 76 detailed drawings, with a $2 million bid bond and a $5 million performance bond mandated for the winning contractor. However, its construction drastically altered the Colorado River Delta, transforming the estuary into an inverse system with increased salinity near the river's mouth. By halting natural flooding cycles, the dam disrupted habitats that many plant and animal species depended on, causing significant ecological shifts. Horseshoe Bend is a dramatic horseshoe-shaped meander of the Colorado River located near Page, Arizona, within the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. It lies about 5 miles downstream from Glen Canyon Dam and can be reached by a short 1.5-mile round-trip hike from a nearby parking area off U.S. Route 89. The viewpoint sits on a cliff 1,000 feet above the river, offering panoramic views from Navajo Nation land at an elevation of 4,200 feet. Horseshoe Bend is a striking example of an entrenched meander formed by the Colorado River after the region was uplifted between 5 to 6 million years ago. Before the uplift, the river flowed across a flat floodplain near sea level, but as the land rose, it began eroding downward into the rock. The precise cause of the uplift remains under study, with possible explanations including tectonic delamination or heating that reduced rock density and created buoyant forces. This geological shift led to the removal of nearly a mile of overlying material, exposing the Navajo sandstone that defines the area's steep canyon walls. The sandstone is characterized by prominent crossbedding and iron concretions, reflecting its desert dune origins. In time, the river may erode through the narrow neck of the bend, creating a natural bridge and leaving behind an abandoned meander. For a long time, Horseshoe Bend was mostly popular with nearby residents, but the yearly visitor count sharply increased with exposure through social media. Currently, the lookout is a major tourist destination with more than 2 million visitors a year. Monument Valley, located on the Colorado Plateau along the Utah-Arizona border, is known for its towering sandstone buttes rising up to 1,000 feet above the desert floor. The valley holds deep cultural and spiritual significance for the Navajo Nation, on whose reservation it lies. Its striking landscape has shaped the visual identity of the American West through widespread appearances in films since the 1930s. Monument Valley sits on the Colorado Plateau, with a valley floor elevation between 5,000 and 6,000 feet, composed mainly of siltstone from the Cutler Group. Its red hues come from iron oxide in the rock, while the darker tones are due to manganese oxide. The iconic buttes display distinct stratification, featuring Organ Rock Shale at the base, DeCelli sandstone in the middle, and Moan Kopi Formation topped with Shinnerump conglomerate. Numerous named formations like the Mitten Buttes, Totem Pole, and Eye of the Sun define the landscape's dramatic silhouette. From 1945 to 1967, parts of the region were mined for uranium, with traces of vanadium and copper found in the Shinnerump conglomerate. Monument Valley has a desert climate marked by hot summers, moderated by high elevation, with average highs rarely surpassing 100 degrees Fahrenheit and nights cooling quickly. Winters are cold, yet generally above freezing during the day, with light snow that typically melts within a short period. Monument Valley includes the Navajo Tribal Park, with a 17-mile scenic drive and guided access to areas like Mystery Valley and Hunts Mesa. Lake Powell is a large reservoir on the Colorado River, spanning Utah and Arizona, created by Glen Canyon Dam. It serves as a key water storage site for Upper Basin states under the Colorado River Compact, supplying water to Lower Basin states. The lake is a major recreation spot, attracting around 2 million visitors annually and forming part of Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. Its capacity has declined due to sediment buildup from inflowing rivers, reducing its ability to store water. The area stretches for hundreds of miles from Lee's Ferry in Arizona to the Orange Cliffs of southern Utah. It offers unparalleled opportunities for water-based hiking, camping, air tours, and backcountry recreation. The lake's namesake, Major John Wesley Powell, famously mapped the last unknown corner of the West by rowing the Colorado River in 1869. He described otherworldly Glen Canyon as the ensemble of wonderful features, carved walls, royal arches, glens, alcove gulches, mounds, and monuments. The canyon complex then became America's second largest reservoir, with the completion of the Glen Canyon Dam in 1963. The massive 710 feet high dam filled the serpentine network of canyons with 500 feet of water, creating 1,900 miles of shoreline. The lake has become the playground of the Colorado River and still covers the region's remote slick rock canyons and orange sandstone nooks. The Lake Powell water level receding rapidly due to the ongoing drought plaguing the Southwest. Canyonlands National Park, located near Moab, Utah, preserves a vibrant landscape shaped by the Colorado and Green Rivers, cutting through canyons, mesas, and buttes. Established in 1964, the park is divided into 4 distinct districts: Island in the Sky, Needles, Maze, and the combined river area, each offering unique desert experiences. Famed author Edward Abbey praised Canyonlands as an extraordinary and unparalleled natural wonder. In the early 1950s, Bates Wilson explored areas near Moab, Utah, advocating for a new national park, including the Needles District and surrounding regions. Secretary of the Interior Stuart Udall became interested in the proposal after flying over the confluence of the Green and Colorado rivers, promoting the park's establishment. Utah, Senator Frank Moss introduced legislation balancing conservation and development interests, facing several years of debate before passing. In 1964, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the law creating Canyonlands National Park, with Wilson becoming its first superintendent and recognized as the park's founding figure. A protected 200-acre grassland surrounded by cliffs has been studied since the 1950s, remaining undisturbed and closed to the public to preserve its pristine condition. Efforts continue to expand park boundaries to include the natural sandstone rims, completing protection of the Canyonlands Basin's landscape. Canyonlands attracts over 400,000 visitors annually, with a record of 776,218 in 2016, supporting activities like hiking, biking, backpacking, and four-wheel driving. White Sands National Park, located in New Mexico, spans 145,762 acres within the Tularosa Basin and is entirely encircled by White Sands Missile Range. The park protects 41% of the world's largest gypsum dune field, which reaches depths of 30 feet and dunes up to 60 feet tall. Gypsum sand formed from selenite crystals, created as ancient lakes evaporated under warming conditions, continues to accumulate through wind-driven processes. Once home to Ice Age lakes and grasslands, the basin supported large mammals and now holds significant geological and ecological history. The park hosts thousands of animal species, including 45 endemics, with many displaying pale coloration adapted to the dunes. Human presence dates back 12,000 years, from Paleo-Indians to more recent settlers such as miners and ranchers. First, designated as a national monument in 1933, the area was reclassified as a national park in 2019 by presidential approval. With roughly 600,000 annual visitors, the park offers dune drives, hiking trails, sledding areas, and seasonal ranger-led activities. White Sands National Park is one of the most visited in New Mexico. Saguaro National Park in southeastern Arizona spans 92,000 acres across 2 districts, each preserving the Sonoran Desert and its iconic giant saguaro cactus. Saguaro National Park is composed of 2 sections near Tucson, Arizona, the smaller Tucson Mountain District to the west, and the larger Rincon Mountain District to the east, totaling over 91,000 acres. Both districts feature dry washes, but Rincon Creek in the eastern district supports the park's most extensive riparian zone, occasionally flowing through the arid landscape. The Tucson Mountain District is geologically distinct from the Rincon Mountain District, which is higher, wetter, and part of the biodiverse Madrean Sky Islands. The area has a long history of human presence, including indigenous peoples, explorers, and settlers. Initially protected as a national monument in 1933, the site evolved through expansions before being designated a national park in 1994. About 71,000 acres of the park are designated as wilderness, preserving diverse terrain from desert lowlands to mountainous peaks, such as Wasson Peak and Mika Mountain. The park is bordered by natural and protected areas like Tucson Mountain Park, Avra Valley, and the Rincon Mountain Wilderness. Other water sources like springs and tanajas, especially at higher elevations such as Manning Camp, provide vital moisture in an otherwise dry environment. Visitors enjoy hiking, biking, horseback riding, and limited wilderness camping. with most overnight options restricted to the Rincon Mountain District. Petrified Forest National Park in northeastern Arizona spans 346 square miles, featuring semi-desert shrublands, badlands, and parts of the Painted Desert. The park preserves one of the world's largest deposits of petrified wood, primarily from trees that lived during the late Triassic, around 225 million years ago. Erosion over millions of years exposed layers of the Chinle Formation, which contains colorful sediments, diverse fossilized flora and fauna. The park's elevation averages 5,400 feet, with a dry, windy climate, diverse wildlife. Roughly 1/3 of the park is designated wilderness, protecting native grasses and ecosystems from modern development. Petrified Forest National Park stretches about 30 miles north to south in northeastern Arizona, with a variable width ranging from 1 to 12 miles. The park encompasses approximately 230 square miles of National Park Service land, bordered by the Navajo Nation, state, federal, and private ranching lands. Elevations range from 5,340 feet at the Puerco River to 6,230 feet at Pilot Rock, with the landscape transitioning from petrified wood-rich hills to colorful northern badlands. Several historic and archaeological sites in the park are listed on the National Register of Historic Places, reflecting the area's cultural and scientific significance. Recreational activities include sightseeing by vehicle or bike on paved roads, hiking 7 maintained trails or 9 unmarked routes. The park offers ranger-led programs, cultural demonstrations, educational resources for schools, and occasionally hosts artists in residence during the summer season. Valley of Fire State Park is a public recreation and nature preservation area covering nearly 46,000 acres, located 16 miles south of Overton, Nevada. Valley of Fire is located in the Mojave Desert 50 miles northeast of Las Vegas at an elevation between 1,320 to 3,009 feet. It abuts the Lake Mead National Recreation Area on the east at the Virgin River confluence. It lies in a 4 by 6 miles basin. The state park derives its name from red sandstone formations, the Aztec sandstone, which formed from shifting sand dunes 150 million years ago. Other important rock formations include limestones, shales, and conglomerates. These features, which are the centerpiece of the park's attractions, often appear to be on fire when reflecting the sun's rays. It is Nevada's oldest state park, as commemorated with Nevada Historical Marker. It was designated as a National Natural Landmark in 1968. Complex uplifting and faulting of the region, followed by extensive erosion, have created the landscape. Ancestral Puebloans, also called the Anasazi, inhabited the Valley of Fire between 300 BC and 1150 AD. They stayed here for hunting, gathering, and ceremonial purposes, leaving behind intricate petroglyphs. Capitol Reef National Park, located in south-central Utah, spans roughly 60 miles in length and 6 miles in width, preserving over 241,000 acres of desert terrain. Originally promoted as Wayne Wonderland in the 1920s, the area was declared a national monument in 1937, but remained largely inaccessible until road improvements in 1962. Designated a national park in 1971, it is known for its striking canyons, buttes, monoliths, and ridges. The park protects the most dramatic section of the Water Pocket Fold, a nearly 100-mile-long geologic wrinkle stretching from Thousand Lake Mountain to Lake Powell. Capitol Reef showcases the Water Pocket Fold, a 65-million-year-old geological monocline where Earth's crust bent in an S shape, revealing layers of rock and fossils. This massive formation, shaped by tectonic forces linked to the rise of the Rocky Mountains, features colorful sandstone cliffs, white domes, and stratified rock. Its name derives from dome-shaped Navajo sandstone cliffs, resembling capitol domes, and the local use of reef to describe impassable rock formations. The landscape is dominated by canyons, arches, towers, and desert carved over time by the Fremont River. Few paved roads cross the terrain, with State Route 24 being the primary east-west route through its rugged expanse. "32 miles from Moab, Dead Horse Point State Park is one of Utah's most spectacular state parks. The view from Dead Horse Point is one of the most photographed scenic vistas in the world. Towering 2,000 feet above the Colorado River, the overlook provides a breathtaking panorama of Canyonlands' sculpted pinnacles and buttes. Millions of years of geologic activity created the spectacular views from Dead Horse Point State Park. Deposition of sediments by ancient oceans, freshwater lakes, streams, and wind-blown sand dunes created the rock layers of canyon country. Igneous activity formed the high mountains that rise like cool blue islands from the desert below. The legend of Dead Horse Point states that in the late 1800s, the point was used as a corral for wild mustangs roaming the mesa top. Cowboys herded them across the narrow neck of land and onto the point, then fenced off with branches and brush. One time, for some unknown reason, horses were left corralled on the waterless point where they died of thirst within view of the Colorado River, 2,000 feet below. Dead Horse Point has frequently been noted on lists of unusual place names for those reasons. Walnut Canyon National Monument lies 10 miles southeast of Flagstaff, Arizona, with a canyon rim elevation of 6,690 feet and a 350-foot drop to the floor. A 0.9-mile loop trail descends 185 feet into the canyon, leading visitors past 25 cliff dwellings built by the Sinagua people between 1100 and 1250 AD. Nearby monuments like Tuzagut and Montezuma Castle also preserve structures from this pre-Columbian culture. The Sinagua, meaning without water in Spanish, were skilled in conserving water and adapting to arid conditions. They built over 80 cliff dwellings beneath limestone ledges in Walnut Canyon between 1125 and 1250 AD, using natural recesses eroded by water over millions of years. These small rooms, often about 2 meters high, 6 meters long, and 3 meters deep, likely housed individual families for cooking and sleeping. Although the reason for their departure around 1250 remains uncertain, theories include fear of hostile tribes or prolonged drought. The region supports over 387 plant species, including sensitive varieties that may have influenced the Sinagua's decision to settle there. Declared a national monument in 1915 and managed by the National Park Service since 1933, Walnut Canyon protects these ancient dwellings. The Bisti De-Na-Zin Wilderness is a 45,000-acre landscape of eroded badlands located in San Juan County, New Mexico. Established in 1984 and expanded in 2019, the area is primarily managed by the Bureau of Land Management, with some Navajo-owned parcels inside its boundaries. It is named from Navajo words meaning among the adobe formations and standing crane. The area features nearby crane petroglyphs and lies along the trails of the ancient scenic byway. The Bisti De-Na-Zin Wilderness is a rolling landscape of badlands, which offers some of the most unusual scenery found in the Four Corners region. time and natural elements have etched a fantasy world of strange rock formations made of interbedded sandstone, shale, mudstone, coal, and silt. The weathering of the sandstone forms hoodoos, weathered rock in the form of pinnacles, spires, cap rocks, and other unusual forms. Difficult as it is to believe, this stark landscape was once buried beneath an ancient sea. Fossils occur in this sedimentary landform, translated from the Navajo language. Bisti means a large area of shale hills. De-Na-Zin takes its name from the Navajo words for cranes. The Superstition Mountains, located east of the Phoenix metropolitan area, are anchored by the prominent Superstition Mountain, Arizona. The range is approximately bounded by U.S. Route 60 to the south, State Route 88 to the northwest, and State Route 188 to the northeast. The Superstition Mountains, once called Sierra de la Espuma in Spanish, reach their highest elevation at Mound Mountain with 6,266 feet. Located within the Superstition Wilderness, the range features landmarks like Weaver's Needle and Miner's Needle, which are popular for hiking and climbing. Weaver's Needle is tied to the legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine and can be viewed from Fremont Saddle via the Peralta Trail. Lost Dutchman State Park on the western side offers several accessible trails for hiking or biking, while Circle Stone contains ancient stone monuments. The region has a desert climate with high summer heat, though cooler temperatures are found in the elevated eastern areas. The Superstition Mountains are central to the legend of the Lost Dutchman's gold mine, said to have been discovered by German immigrant Jacob Waltz, who allegedly revealed its location in 1891. Though many have searched for the mine, no discovery has been verified, and some believe Waltz stole the gold from Vulture Mine rather than finding a new source. Apache beliefs speak of a portal to the underworld hidden within the range, blamed for fierce dust storms. Las Vegas is the most populous city in Nevada and a major metropolitan center in the Mojave Desert, with over 2.2 million residents in the metro area as of 2020. Nomadic Paleo-Indians arrived in the region 10,000 years ago, followed by ancient Puebloan and Paiute tribes over 2,000 years ago. In 1829, Rafael Rivera became the first non-native to explore the valley, paving the way for pioneers and Mormon settlers who briefly built a fort. The city was officially founded in 1905 and incorporated in 1911, beginning its transformation in 1931 with the legalization of gambling, relaxed divorce laws, and the construction of Hoover Dam. Following World War II, Las Vegas developed into a glamorous resort destination, marked by the rise of casino hotels, the establishment of Nellis Air Force Base, and a booming entertainment industry. From the 1960s onward, the population grew rapidly, turning Las Vegas into a thriving urban center with a strong economic and cultural presence. Revitalization efforts, including the Fremont Street experience and new cultural landmarks, reshaped the downtown area by 2012 and reinforced the city's modern identity. Branded as the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas draws over 40 million visitors annually and consistently ranks among the most popular tourist destinations in the United States. Its permissive approach to adult entertainment has earned it the nickname Sin City, making it a recurring backdrop in film, television, and literature. Las Vegas continues to evolve, embracing technological innovation, sustainable development in its expanding urban landscape. Despite its desert location, the city remains a global icon of nightlife, entertainment, and reinvention. The Mojave Desert, named after the indigenous Mojave people, lies primarily in southeastern California and southwestern Nevada. It is the smallest and driest of North America's 4 major deserts, featuring basin and range topography and encompassing Death Valley, the continent's lowest elevation. Most of the desert sits between 2,000 and 4,000 feet in elevation, supporting diverse ecosystems across its 54,000 square miles. Distinguished by a warm, temperate climate, it hosts native flora such as ironwood, goldenhead, California fan palm, which helps set it apart from adjacent deserts. The Mojave is bordered by the Sierra Nevada to the west and the Sonoran Desert to the south and east. Its eastern edge lacks clear markers due to the absence of indicator species like the Joshua tree. Geological features like the San Andreas and Garlock faults define its outer boundaries. Internal landforms include bajadas, playas such as Rogers Dry Lake, and the dune-filled Devil's Playground, which contains the Cronese Mountains. Although surface water is scarce, intermittent or underground rivers like the Mojave and Amargosa contribute to the region's hydrology. Natural springs are rare, but include significant sources such as Ash Meadows and Oasis Valley, which draw from deep aquifers or river systems. Human activities across the desert include recreation, ranching, military use, and the extraction of valuable minerals like gold, silver, tungsten, and iron. Joshua Tree National Park, located in southeastern California, spans parts of Riverside and San Bernardino counties, about 130 miles east of Los Angeles. Named after the native Joshua tree, Yucca brevifolia, the area was designated a national monument in 1936 and became a national park in 1994 under the California Desert Protection Act. covering over 795,000 acres, larger than the state of Rhode Island. The park includes more than 429,000 acres of designated wilderness. It encompasses two distinct desert ecosystems shaped by elevation, the higher Mojave Desert and the lower Colorado Desert. Some of the park's oldest exposed rocks, such as Pinto Gneiss, are 1.7 billion years old and found in the Cottonwood, Pinto, and Eagle Mountains. Tectonic activity between 250 and 75 million years ago forced volcanic material upward, forming granites like Monza granite, common in the wonderland of rocks and nearby ranges. Over time, erosion exposed these resistant rocks in upland areas and deposited softer materials into canyons and basins, creating alluvial fans and bajadas. Groundwater filtering through monzonite joints, combined with flash floods, sculpted the terrain into rounded boulders and isolated rock formations known as Inselbergs. Five of the park's 6 mountain blocks are part of the transverse ranges, shaped by crustal compression along the San Andreas Fault system. The Coxcomb Mountains, the park's easternmost range, run north-south and belong to the Basin and Range Province, emphasizing the area's diverse geologic history. Goblin Valley State Park, located in Utah's San Rafael Desert, near the Henry Mountains, is known for its dense collection of uniquely shaped rock formations called goblins. These mushroom-like hoodoos were formed by the erosion of softer sandstone beneath a resistant rock layer. Alongside Bryce Canyon, the park hosts one of the world's most significant concentrations of hoodoos, making it a prominent geological site. The goblins of Goblin Valley formed through the weathering of Entrada sandstone, which originated from eroded highland debris deposited on an ancient tidal flat. This sandstone includes alternating layers of siltstone and shale, showing signs of tidal influences. fracture patterns within the rock created structural weaknesses, where intersecting joints led to rapid erosion at corners and edges. Dating back approximately 170 million years, the Entrada sandstone reflects a dynamic geological history near the edge of a prehistoric sea. The formation, shaped over millions of years from 165 million-year-old rock, erodes at an average rate of only 2 to 4 feet per century. In 2013, a Boy Scout leader deliberately toppled a fragile hoodoo in Goblin Valley, claiming it posed a safety hazard. Anza-Borrego Desert State Park, established in 1932, is located within Southern California's Colorado Desert. Covering 585,930 acres, it is California's largest state park and the third largest in the United States. The park features diverse landscapes beyond eroded badlands, including piney highlands, springs, cienagas. Visitors can explore 500 miles of dirt roads, 110 miles of hiking trails, and 12 designated wilderness areas. Situated about 2 hours from San Diego, Riverside, and Palm Springs, the park is accessible via several highways that cross mountain ranges into the Borrego Valley. Popular hiking destinations include Hellhole Palms near the Visitor Center, along with access points to the Pacific Crest Trail and the Juan Bautista de Anza National Historic Trail. In 2018, Anza-Borrego earned designation as an international dark sky park, drawing stargazers from near and far. During wildflower superblooms, ecotourism dramatically increases, swelling Borrego Springs' population from about 3,400 residents to nearly 200,000 visitors. This seasonal surge underscores the park's ecological significance and recreational appeal. The Salton Sea is a shallow, highly saline, Endor-Heek, Rift Lake, located in the Salton Sink at the southern end of California, within the Salton Trough along the San Andreas Fault. Its current form originated in 1905, when Colorado River floodwaters breached an irrigation canal, filling the dry basin over a 2-year period. For thousands of years, the region alternated between desert and freshwater lake, depending on the shifting course of the Colorado River. In the mid-20th century, agricultural runoff maintained water levels, fueling a resort boom and creating vital bird habitats along the Pacific Flyway. By the 1980s, farm runoff contamination caused massive fish and bird die-offs, leading to ecological collapse and the decline of tourism. After 1999, improved irrigation efficiency reduced runoff, causing the lake to recede and exposing toxic dust harmful to nearby communities. Despite early warnings, initial responses from government agencies were slow and ineffective in curbing environmental deterioration. The Salton Sea Management Program, initiated in 2017, began implementing wetland restoration and dust control projects in partnership with local tribes in 2018. Fed primarily by the New, Whitewater, and Alamo rivers, along with agricultural discharge, the Salton Sea remains California's largest lake by surface area. Amboy Crater is a dormant cinder cone volcano located in the eastern Mojave Desert. It rises from a 70 square kilometer lava field within Mojave Trails National Monument. The crater is situated about 2.5 miles southwest of the town of Amboy in the Route 66 National Trails Highway, roughly midway between Barstow and Needles. It lies to the west, the Bullion Mountains, while the Bristol Mountains are to the northeast. Estimated to be around 79,000 years old, Amboy Crater was formed during the Pleistocene era from layers of vesicular Pahoho lava. It stands 944 feet above sea level, approximately 250 feet above the surrounding basalt plains. Lava flows from its formation still blanket the nearby terrain, and its last eruption occurred roughly 10,000 years ago. The crater was designated a National Natural Landmark in 1973. Once a popular stop for travelers on historic U.S. Route 66, visitation declined after the opening of Interstate 40. Its striking form and remote desert setting continue to evoke the dramatic forces that shape the Mojave landscape. That's the American Southwest for you. From the towering cliffs of Red Rock Country to the soft hush of desert nights, the place opens you up and shows you just how much wonder can fit between two horizons. Here, every turn is a new color. Every silence is full of story. And every moment feels a little bigger than life. If you felt that too, go ahead, like the video, drop your quiz answer in the comments, and hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Because trust us, this isn't the last time you'll want to get lost somewhere beautiful. Until next time, keep wandering, keep wondering, and keep your camera ready. You never know what's waiting just past the next bend. See you out there.